friends, and welcome to Cooking with Mrs. G. Today we are making unbaked cookies. That means we do not have to put them in the oven. Yay! All right, so we already know the rules of Mrs. G's kitchen, but let's just go over them once again, just in case. First rule, always wash your hands before you touch or prepare any food. Second, always have an adult with you in the kitchen for safety reasons. We always want you to be safe, okay? And last, never ever take cookies or any goodies of any kind to school that contain nuts of any kind, okay? I say that because in Mrs. G's kitchen at home, because we're cooking online, that means I can cook my favorite stuff with Nutella and peanuts and almonds and all sorts of things. But I can't take them to school, and you can't take them to school. So, that being said, let's get busy. First, let's wash our hands. Nice warm water and some soap. And how about if we sing the ABC song today? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Now I know my ABC. Next time, won't you sing with me? All right, let's rinse them off. Ooh, that was too warm. All right, let's give them a dry. As you can see, my kitchen is still clustered because I've done multiple cooking classes today so that I can prepare for all of our lessons. Lots of cookies and squares and stuff today, hey? So, what do you think we need to make our unbaked cookies? Nope, we don't need flour. Nope, we don't need eggs. What do you think we need? Well, for these, we need rolled oats, which is oatmeal when it's cooked. We need to have white sugar, vanilla, milk, margarine or butter, and cocoa powder. Sounds delicious, doesn't it? We're going to need a half a cup measuring cup, a 1 cup measuring cup, 1 teaspoon measuring spoon, and 1 tablespoon measuring spoon. We will also need a whisk and a spatula, and of course, my cookie scooper. So let's get started. We need to have the stove turned on to medium high because we're going to cook our cookies on the stove. That's pretty cool, hey? Remember, it's going to be very hot. Always have an adult for this. So, once the stove is nice and warm, we'll take one of our pots again, put it on there, and we will measure out 2 cups. I know that's a lot of white sugar. So first, let's take it over here. It's 1 cup, 2 cups. And then we are going to need a half a cup of milk. So first we'll open it and we'll pour it in here. Oh, I better get a good hold of this, otherwise it's gonna all go in. And we don't need that kind of mess. Perfect. Then we're going to need a half a cup of margarine. So let's take our spatula so we can make sure that we take and measure it off properly. Okay. And we're going to put that all in. Move this back over here. Okay, and then we're going to take a whisk and a plate to rest everything on so it doesn't make a big mess. And then we're going to stir this until it all melts and dissolves together and wait for it to boil. And then after it boils, we're going to let it boil for 1 minute. We're going to just turn this up just a little bit more. Now you want to make sure it doesn't burn, okay friends? Because that'll be pretty gross then. So how does it look? The sugar is dissolved inside and the margarine is all melted. We'll just stir, stir, stir. And once it starts bubbling, we'll take a good look at it. While it's doing that, let's get the rest of our ingredients ready to go so that they're already over there. So then we will need cocoa. Oh, let me put my milk in the fridge first so it doesn't sit out too long. Because Mrs. G's husband, Mr. G, doesn't like when it does that. Okay. Let's get our vanilla. And our rolled oats. We'll have that, our measuring cup, and our spoon ready to go for when it starts to get bubbly, because now it's starting to bubble a little bit. Come take a look, friends. We just need it to get more bubblier than that. That means that it's starting to get really warm. We want to give it a good stir so that it doesn't burn. And as you can see, I'm ready to go behind us. I have wax paper where I am going to drop our cookies onto and let them sit there and harden, because they don't have to go in the oven and bake. Because they're going to bake and cook, not bake, but they're going to cook everything together and bind it all together in our pot. And it's going to make it, oh, this mixture in here now is going to make it ooey gooey so that our rolled oats stick to it. And then they'll just form little cookies over here. I know that some of you have had these before, especially in room 18. Mrs. G has brought them in for us before. Oh, and I know a lot of the teachers and staff at Miano have had them, because at Christmas time, Mrs. G usually makes them and brings them in to share. Okay, let's stop stirring and see. It's starting to boil a little bit more. Let's just watch it for a minute and see how much bubbling it starts to do. See all those little bubbles forming? That means that our mixture is starting to boil. So what Mrs. G is going to do is put the timer on for 1 minute. We're going to stir it so it doesn't burn. Okay, come take a look again, friends. Do you see how much it is? How much it is bubbling there? Lots of bubbles, hey? We have about 30 seconds left to go. Before we'll remove it from the heat and turn it off and add our remaining ingredients. 10 seconds, friends. Let's count together. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. My timer went faster than I did. All right, let's turn off the stove. Then we will add in 3 tablespoons of cocoa. 1, 2. And I like to do some nice heaping ones so that they're nice and chocolatey, as you've seen in my other recipes when I've made. And 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Ooh, that's cooking. And then 3 level cups of oatmeal. 2, 3. All right, let's give it a good stir. You want to come and take a good look at this, friends, and see how it's looking? Now, you knew that the mixture was a creamy color before. When we put everything in, look at what color is it turning now? Brown. You're right. Does it look like chocolate? Oh, yes, it does. Let me tell you, it smells delicious. Now, this is going to be a recipe that you're going to have to get an adult to do because it is very hot to touch with your fingers. And I don't want you guys to get burnt, okay? So, let's remove it from the stove now. And we'll put it over here. And then I'm going to take my cookie scoop. Why don't you come join me over here, friends, and watch what I do. All right. So first, take your spoon, or if you have a cookie scooper, take it out and take it by a spoonful and just dump it. And dump. It is very runny, friends, but as the dough settles and cools, it will all stick together. And there'll be a nice soft cookie that didn't have to go in the oven. What's good is if you do have one of these, you probably could help your mom and dad do this part, because you don't really have to touch anything. And you want to get these out on your wax paper, parchment paper, cookie sheet before the mixture gets too cool, because then it'll start to stick and form a big old cookie in your pot. And this kind of mixture, you want it to be nice and warm when you put it out for it to settle or harden. Oh, I wish you guys were here because this smells delicious. It was one of my favorite cookies when I was a little girl. I wonder, have you ever made these cookies at home before? If not, maybe this is a recipe you and your family could do together sometime. And the good thing about it is the cookies don't have to look perfect. Not at all. All right, friends. Now that is some yummy stuff. These cookies are a little bit small, so I'm going to add just the rest of the mixture. Once this cools off, your spoon or something, if your mom and dad allow you to, you can give it a good lick. Right now, it's a little bit too warm to do so. So, I'm just going to put it over here. All right, friends. That is how we make unbaked cookies. Maybe in my next video, I could show you what they look like after they had hardened. But for now, that's it, my friends. I hope you enjoyed making this recipe with me, and I look forward to hearing what you think of them when you do be able to cook them. Next time with Cooking with Mrs. G, I think that I will make something with Nutella. Maybe some kind of a Nutella cookie. Not sure yet, but I'll figure it out. Until next time, friends, be safe and take care. Miss you. Bye.